Welcome to Geeky Philosopher, where we turn powerful books into practical wisdom that transforms how you think, work, and live. In today's episode, we're exploring one of the most influential personal finance books of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you've ever felt confused about money, if school never taught you about wealth, or if you've been stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, this book will wake you up. Let's dive into the timeless lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that's not just about money, but about changing your mindset forever. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with two father figures. His real father, the poor dad, was highly educated, had a stable job, but struggled financially. His best friend's dad, the rich dad, was a high school dropout, but became one of the richest men in Hawaii. These two men had completely different views about money, education, and life. And from them, Robert learned one powerful truth. Being rich isn't about how much you earn. It's about how you think. So let's break down the key lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad that will help you escape the rat race, build wealth, and develop a financially free mindset. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Wait, what? Isn't working for money the whole point? Here's what Kiyosaki means. Most people get trapped in the cycle of earning, spending, earning, spending. They work for a paycheck, spend it all on bills and liabilities, and repeat the process for life. But the rich? They don't work for money. They make money work for them. Rich Dad taught young Robert. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich make money work for them. Instead of chasing a higher salary, the rich chase assets, things that generate income, like real estate, businesses, or investments. Lesson 2. Financial education is more important than grades. School teaches you algebra, poetry, and historical dates, but almost nothing about taxes, debt, or investing. Poor Dad believed in getting good grades, getting a job, and playing it safe. Rich Dad believed in learning about money, how it flows, how to invest, how to grow it. And here's the truth. You can be highly educated and still be broke. Financial education is the real secret, and it starts with understanding the language of money. You don't need to be a genius, but you do need to be literate in assets, liabilities, income, expenses, cash flow, and risk. Lesson 3. Know the difference between assets and liabilities. This one lesson has changed millions of lives. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. Most people buy liabilities thinking they're assets. That fancy car? Liability. Your house, if it costs more than it earns, liability. Your phone? Definitely a liability. An asset could be a rental property generating monthly income, stocks paying dividends, a business that runs without you, intellectual property like books or online courses. Kiyosaki says, the rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. If you want to get rich, stop asking, can I afford this? Ask instead, is this an asset or a liability? B. Lesson 4. The rat race is a trap. Most people fall into what Kiyosaki calls the rat race. They work harder to earn more, but then spend more to upgrade their lifestyle, which means they need to work even more, and the cycle continues until they're exhausted or too old to work. Even high earners like doctors and lawyers can be stuck if they only rely on salary and keep increasing their expenses. Rich Dad's advice: escape the rat race by building assets that generate passive income. The goal is not to work more hours. The goal is to build income streams that don't depend on your time. Financial freedom equals when your passive income exceeds your expenses. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Rich Dad told Robert something wild. Opportunities are not seen with your eyes. They are seen with your mind. Most people wait for permission, for the right time, or for someone to give them a chance. But the rich create opportunities. They invent money by solving problems, creating value, and taking calculated risks. While others complain about the economy, the rich ask, "What can I build? What can I offer? Where's the inefficiency?" This doesn't mean gambling or blind risk. It means training your brain to see opportunities where others see fear. The richest people aren't just workers, they're creators. Whoa. Book, Lesson 6. Work to learn, not to earn. This may sound strange, but early in your career, it's smarter to focus on learning than on earning. Poor Dad said, "Get a secure job and climb the ladder." Rich Dad said, "Work to learn all the skills: sales, marketing, communication, investing." Kiyosaki took jobs that taught him how businesses operate, how people buy, how cash flows, not just ones with high salaries. The more skills you build, the more valuable you become, not just to employers, but to yourself as a creator and investor. You're not just earning income, you're building leverage. Paul. Lesson 7. Mind your own business. Most people focus only on their job, that is, their employer's business. But the rich focus on building their own business, even while they work a job. That doesn't always mean launching a company. It could mean building an investment portfolio, starting a small online side hustle, owning intellectual property, buying rental properties, investing in stocks. Rich Dad's advice: keep your day job, but start building your assets now. Don't just rely on one income source. Plant seeds that grow even while you sleep. Book, Lesson 8. Taxes favor the rich. Kiyosaki reveals something most people don't understand. The tax system is built to favor the financially educated. Employees are taxed before they get paid. Business owners and investors are taxed after they earn, spend, and deduct expenses. Poor Dad didn't understand taxes and saw them as something to be endured. Rich Dad learned how to legally minimize them through corporations, depreciation, real estate, and other smart strategies. You don't need to be rich to learn this, but learning it might just help you become rich. Book number 1, The Power of Financial IQ. There's no one formula to wealth, but there is a mindset. Rich Dad taught that your financial IQ is made of 4 key skills: accounting, understanding numbers and cash flow; investing, turning money into more money; markets, knowing supply, demand, and trends; law, understanding how to use taxes, legal protection, and contracts. The more you study these, the more confident and powerful you become. Remember, you don't need to master everything. Just keep learning. Books, mentors, podcasts, real-world experiments, they all compound. Page, Lesson 10. Don't let fear control you. Kiyosaki says the main reason people stay poor is fear. Fear of losing money. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of taking risks. Fear of stepping outside the comfort zone. But here's the truth. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear. The rich don't avoid fear. They educate themselves, take action, and learn from mistakes. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be brave for a few seconds at a time, long enough to invest, launch, speak, ask, or learn. Courage beats comfort every time. B. Final thoughts. Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just about getting rich. It's about rewiring how you think. It challenges everything we were taught about money, school, work, and success, and offers a powerful new blueprint. To recap, don't work for money. Make money work for you. Learn financial education, not just academic knowledge. Buy assets, not liabilities. Escape the rat race. Build passive income. Think like an investor, not just an employee. Keep learning. Your financial IQ is your greatest asset. Start small, but start today. That was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, summarized for you by Geeky Philosopher. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to, like this video to help it reach more people. Subscribe to Geeky Philosopher for weekly summaries of the world's best books. Comment below, what's your biggest money lesson from this summary? Want to read the full book? Check the link in the description. And remember, the rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. See you in the next one.